Okay, I'm live, and hopefully my chat will work this time. I got 4 thumbs up. Live chat, all chats are possible. Successfully connected. There's much rejoicing. So if you're on, give me a 5x5. Let me know that you can hear me. Or if you're not on yet, well then, I guess you can't do that. So, but welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. And I was asked by a subscriber to kind of talk about injuries that I've sustained during my 45 years of lifting. So I figured that would be a good topic for today while I'm cooking my usual delicious breakfast. I start by getting the old stovetop lit and getting the pan warmed up. I'm going to start with bacon. Remember, I buy bacon from the butcher. It's far better quality than what you would get from any of the, pre-labeled ones. I used to buy Oscar Mayer, used to buy Black Label and Prairie Farms, whenever they're on sale. And you throw them in there and about 90% of it turned into bacon grease. So now I do premium bacon. It's not a lot more, maybe $1 more a pound, if that. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. And I got 7 thumbs up. I should have people in chat, but it did it to me last night. There we go. Steve Lyons, good morning. Oh, Steve, I got a question for you. I was cruising YouTube, and there was a guy on there just hating. I mean, just brutally hating Cutco knives. And I asked him, because Cutco is my sponsor, but I do love the knives. They're high quality. They're made in the USA. And they really hold their edge. And this guy was just hating on them. Well, I think he was hating on the company. I think what happened is he was probably one of those people who were trying to sell it and didn't do very well. And just, they're garbage. So I asked him why he was hating. And he said, they're terrible, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, the ones I have I love. They stay sharp. And I know you've had yours for, 30 years? I think you said. Good morning, Miss Worm. Killian, good morning. Hydrotriptamine, good morning. Thank you for that. Stuart Prepping, thanks for joining in. So probably 40 years. Any problem? Did you ever have any problems with them? Because he responded to me, and I'm glad he did. And said, they're, and everything he said was wrong. The steel he mentioned is high quality steel. I made a blade from it. And I just wanted to follow up with you for my next response to him if he does respond back. Because I did respond back to him. I said, well, I like mine and they do well. And I kind of left it at that. I didn't get too far into it. But, there's always going to be somebody who's mad at somebody. That's kind of the way I took it. I love the knives. You said you only had to have yours sharpened once. All my burger jars sealed successfully. Oh, great. Welcome, Randy. Thanks for coming in. Gaming with AG. In my place this evening. Oh, where's that? You got to be overseas somewhere. Gaming with AJ. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. So today, the main topic while I'm cooking breakfast is going to be the injuries I sustained during my weightlifting career and how I dealt with them. And there are going to be different ways. The thumbnail was basically a picture of my latest. which was back in December 21st of 2019. But before we jump all the way back there, we'll talk about my first ones. So, not really related to weightlifting, but when I was in the service, while I was on leave, strawberries for breakfast. Yum, yum, yum. Strawberries. I also got some UFOs I got to get out of there. They're due for another sharpening there. They really back their product from my experience. And that's what I remember. And so I'll kind of, next time he replies to me, if he does, because I gave him a polite reply, I think I'm going to say, listen, because you're hating on it, don't be sitting there going out there and giving misinformation. So the first injury I got, I was playing farmyard football, and I popped my knee out. And so when I reported back to my base at Fort Campbell, I went and seen the medics, and they took me to the doctor, and they said, well, we're going to have to push you in some physical therapy, and you're not going to be able to go on runs again, and you're probably not going to be able to run again ever. And I looked at him and said, watch me. So I did the physical therapy for about 2 weeks, tore up the profile, started running with the battalion, and by about 2 months later, I was able to sprint as fast as I ever did. So a lot of my time is in my mindset. I always believe I heal. It may take time, but I always heal. That was my first injury. I got out of the service, went to college, and put myself through college. So either I was in class, I was studying for class, I was lifting, or I was working. And that was my life. I was really curling some big weights. And all of a sudden I'm walking around like this. I literally couldn't straighten my arms unless I went up against the wall and forced them straight. So I went and seen the doctor. He said, well, you might want to reconsider the amount of weight you're doing. When he asked me how much I was curling, I told him, he was like, that's ridiculous. You need to cut back the weight. So I did. And within about a couple of weeks, I wasn't walking around like Popeye anymore. And that was the second one I remember. I think after that, it came to my back injury, where I'm doing bent over rows with huge amounts of weight. But that's not where I injured myself. Throwing potting soil out of the car for the wife, and 3 of them stuck together, took me right to the ground. And it took me about 6 weeks to recover from it. My back was trashed. Went to the napropath, that didn't help. Finally, it was just Motrin and muscle relaxers that finally did it. Went back to lifting, retweaked my back for 2 weeks. And that's when I kind of stopped lifting for a pretty good long period of time. I'm going to go check my phone here. Thinking maybe I should move a little bit closer to the computer. And thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I got 11 up there. Yeah. Possible I'm doing some subliminal advertising here. Maybe, I'm not sure. Then Friday or Saturday, I'll go pick up my new shirts, which will be in blue. And I'm getting tank tops, and it's going to say MacBean Scottish Fitness on it. So it's going to be the next new and improved upgrade. They're giving you an idea how big those eggs are that my buddy gave me. You can't shut these. So these are huge eggs. I feel sorry for that chicken. If somebody could just give me a quick hello or two, just so I make sure my chat's still working. It sometimes sticks on me just because I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. I'd appreciate that. Just flip those over. I'm going to chop up some green onions for flavor. Then someone said if you put those back in water to regrow. So I'm going to do that today. Then see what happens. And remember from my last live, I saved an oxygen absorber. And I'm going to do it when I rebuy back some beans, which I'm going to do. Oh, there we go. Now we're going. Those poor hands, I know. They're almost the size of his turkey eggs. Jim A., hello, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Stop in, say hello. We're talking about how I got over injuries and that. Pictures are pixelated. Hopefully improved. I did move my phone a little bit. Try again. Hopefully I'm still on my premium thing. So I threw my back out, and that's when I took my 3-year break. And I regret doing it, but I did do it. It happened, whatever. Started back up when I moved out here. And within about 6 months, I was back to where I was. That's called the good old muscle memory. Pretty much worked out for a good 4 or 5 years. Started working out at the time it was Cardinal Fitness, and then it became Charter Fitness, and that's where I met Vince Robbins. And he was one of the trainers there, and a bodybuilder, a really nice guy. And he's the one that says, hey, you probably should go compete. He's the one who actually got me into competitions. Next injury I did was a shoulder injury. I was a track coach for the junior high at the school my kids were going to. And I didn't believe the kids were running fast enough, so I raced them. And the whole deal was if I won, running in the gym, they were going to do 10 more killers, which are you run from the wall to the free throw back, to half court, to 3/4 court, to all court back. Well, good news is I won. Bad news is I won. I miscalculated my ability to stop at full speed, and I went into the wall like that at a full sprint. And that injured my shoulder for about 1.5 years. And about 2 minutes behind, I bought my meat from a butcher supplied by the local farmers. Yep, that's the way to do it. You don't have to worry about any beef recalls, which are going on. Again, I call it beef recall 7.2. Don't want to meet those chickens in the dark. Yeah, I'm giving you. No, they're not duck eggs. The coyotes got all those ducks. They used to give me duck eggs. Duck eggs are good for baking. I usually wouldn't cook them for breakfast, but I tried them a few times. Well, when it twisted and flexed it under weight all the way down to my forearm. Ouch. Took you up. So that time it took me about 1.5 years. I finally had a guy show me some of these small exercises to do. And within 2 weeks after he showed me that, I was back to normal. The next time I got injured, it was throwing discus with my son. He was a sophomore. And he was able to out-throw me. And man, was I hearing it. I wasn't like what I was hearing. So I made sure that next throw I got him. Well, I threw my shoulder out doing it too, and we're going to state. And on the way to state, I'm in serious pain. And that one took about another 1.5 years to recover from. I'm going to throw these in water. These are one of these 50-cent cups I bought at clearance. And the rest I'm just going to slice up here to put in the egg. Then I was surprised just how much real nutritional value green onions have. Some potassium, some vitamin C, vitamin K, things like that. So I was pleasantly surprised that it did have value. So I throw them in the bacon grease. Waste not, want not. And basically what I'm doing, I'm just sauteing them to release the flavor. I have turned the pan down low for me to put the eggs in. So what I started doing lately, there's another one of my clearance buys, is I've been pre-breaking the eggs in here. So I used to throw them right in there, and then once in a blue moon, you get a bad egg. And once you throw them in the frying pan, it's too late to recall them. So here, if I have a bad egg in here, I don't have to worry about it. So because of the size of these eggs, these are not 6 grams of protein per egg. These are probably about 9 to 10 because they are huge. So 3 of these is probably equivalent to about 5 of regular eggs. But I've been increasing my calories lately because I am working full time. I work 3 to 11, which is a shift that I kind of like. The only disadvantage is it's not like when you have a day job and then you come home and have a couple beers and relax. The time I come home, and play around with the computer, it's midnight, so I'm not drinking any beer. Wasn't there a cartoon Chicken Man? I think there was. Or Super Chicken. Yep, Super Chicken. I remember that one. Little Miss Prepper, hey, thanks for coming in. You can always watch that later, then they throw the ads in. Remember, if the best way to support the channel is let those ads run for at least 30 seconds. And then I think I make a nickel. But hey, nickel earns is nickel saved, something like that. Now that I have that going in there, I'm going to mix these eggs up. Throw them in the mix. And I try to pre-rinse everything so I don't have to mess with them. Put the eggs back away. So I recovered from that injury. It took a little bit longer, but I recovered. And then I was injury-free for quite a while until December of 2019. I was making really great gains, so I was happy about. But I was noticing I was feeling tight right here. And I didn't really pay attention. Well, I didn't pay enough attention to it. So I did a pause at 425. I did a pause at 445, and then I went to do a pause at 470. And as I came up here, I felt a little twang, just a little like that. I had him grab it, and that thumbnail is what it looked like the next day. It did get worse. It actually covered most of my pec on this side. I don't know what happened. It seems I've lost that picture. And that was December 21st of 19. I stayed out of the gym for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think, because the owner would not let me lift, which is a good thing. By February 28th, I competed of 2020, and I put up 430 pounds, which at the time was a personal record for me in a sanctioned meet. So I was very fortunate there. The next question people ask me is, well, what did the doctor say about it? I can't tell you because I never went to see him. Not that I recommend you do that, because I don't. But I was pretty sure the first thing he was going to tell me to do was stop lifting, which wasn't going to happen. So I was fortunate on there. Now I do listen to myself a lot more. Now, a lot of you have been following me. Also, I've been getting dizzy when I do flat bench. I had all my blood work done yesterday. They did an EKG. That came out fine. Sharon, good morning. First stream on this channel. Thank you. First time on the channel. Thank you for joining us. And I hope you enjoy it. We're talking about how I've gotten over injuries in the time. And so last one was a pec tear. And one of the things that helped me heal as much as I did is because I do take a lot of vitamins. And I take a lot of vitamin C. So I take about 2,000 milligrams or more a day. And if you caught my vitamin series, there's a lot of benefits of this. One of them is healing of muscle and tissue. Another one is also preventing stroke. What is also great for healing skin and tissue is D3, which I take a lot of. And then, of course, zinc and magnesium. And because I took these in high quantities, I think they contributed to my ability to heal very quickly, especially being at my age. Okay. So I was 19, so I was 58 at the time. 58? Yeah, I'm 3 years older now. The last thing I add to the eggs is cheese. And I went and bought it from the deli. And I got me some Gouda. And I never really had Gouda cheese before. But I kept hearing it on skits. And whose line is it anyway? They'd make fun about it, you know. Gouda, why? Because it's Gouda. So I tried it one day and, you know, I liked it. So now, besides American and pepper jack and mild cheddar and Swiss, mozzarella, I do like cheese, I have now added Gouda to the mix. And always remember, Fairlife Milk still hasn't got back to me yet. But if you all want to send an email to them saying they should send me some coupons so I can send you, that'd be great. The reason I have Fairlife Milk is because it's got more protein and half sugar. So regular milk has 8 grams of protein per 8-ounce serving. This has 13 grams of protein per 8-ounce serving. It has half the calories, and you don't have to worry about lactose. It also has a good amount of some vitamins that you need. So this is why I use this. It's almost like you're having a protein shake without paying for it. And then, is it a little bit more than regular milk? Well, not so much now, because this is still $3.99 a half gallon, and regular milk, last time I looked, was over $5. And then, if you caught my live the other day on the tuna, when I looked at the nutritional value between the cheap brand and the yellowfin, which was about 50% more, well, we discovered that the yellowfin actually had 50% more nutrition. So when you looked at it as a nutrition and calories, they were the same price. So sometimes buying the bargain brand is not the way to do it. And I know I varied again off topic, but these are good topics. So both same company. You got your Starkist, you know, chunk light tuna and vegetable oil. And then I have the yellowfin and olive oil. Now it's about $1 a can. Usually it was more, but usually $1 a can is usually around $1.50. But if you can see, and I don't know if it's going to be clear enough, but you're getting 70 more calories in the yellowfin, and you're getting 9 grams more protein, which is like 50% more, 20 grams versus 29 grams. So really, these cost the same when I'm looking at the nutritional value. So I'm no longer buying the cheap stuff. I'm now buying the better stuff. and it's coming out to be about the same amount of money. So there's my little cheese omelet with green onions. I'll let breakfast cool. I'll get my vitamins out. So that is how I've dealt with injuries. I have been fortunate. I have always healed. Physically anyway. And then kind of followed the advice I did, but I'm thinking that the vitamin regimen, especially the C and D, has a lot to do with that ability. And like I said, I did about a 10-part series on vitamins and minerals that are important to you. If you go back to my other videos and watch those, I hope you'll find them very entertaining. So, protein value of the bacon, I probably got about, I would say 10 grams of protein there. Those 3 big eggs, I'll just go with 9 grams. There's 27, or there's 37. The cheese is probably another 2 grams because I didn't throw a lot in there. There's 39, and then 13. There's 52 grams of protein. Remember, you really don't want to do any more than 50 grams per meal. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting it. Let me catch on up here. If somebody wants to email, yep, I appreciate that. And tell them they need to recognize me. I'm one of their best. It's good to know I'm pretty cheap, so I usually buy the cheap stuff. Yep, the cheap stuff a lot of times is not the value. It kind of goes with you get what you pay for. So now 2 years ago, Fairlife milk was still $3.99 a half gallon, and you could get a gallon of milk for $2. But once again, you're looking at 50% more protein. So that half gallon is really 3/4 of a gallon. And so if I'm paying, for nutrition, I'm paying $4 for 3/4 of a gallon, and I'm paying $5 for a gallon. Well, actually, I'm better off going with the higher stuff. Yeah, so on the shoulder injuries, Jimmy, I was recommended to get surgery. I refused. It finally healed. Not saying that you can get away with that all the time, but I was able to get over that. And then the team is riding horses, stop suddenly. Yeah, they do that. Tucked and rolled into a sitting position, no injury. Father about lost it. First time I was on a horse, I fell off the back of it. I was riding with my sister, and I couldn't have been maybe 8 years old. And I remember, watching the movies where you're like, yeah. So she's on a horse, and that's when they're slapping the horse's rump. And the horse went in a full gallop, and she just dumped right out of the saddle. Left me there, and I'm sitting there trying to reach for anything, and I went off the back. Now there was snow on the ground, so I didn't get hurt, but I wasn't keen to get on a horse again. Oh man, I missed something there. Let me scroll up. And Jim said something. Weightlifting for a doctor credited squats and deadlifts for saving me from a broken neck after a saddle strap. Well, yeah, I'm telling you, riding horses is dangerous. I still ride them every now and then, but my aunt, uncle had a lot of them. There were Stafford farms up in Michigan, and they used to house a lot of horses for people. So when we go up and visit, there was a mare, she liked me and was calm in that, and I used to ride her. And then one year he got hogs, and anytime we got near the hogs, she got nervous, and I learned that when we got close to the hogs, we were going to go up a lot faster. And that was nothing I could do about it. So my shirts, if you're interested, just send me an email. And take PayPal, or you can send me a check. We were talking about knives the other day, and someone asked me if I had a Claymore, and I do. So, Scottish Claymore, about a 5-foot long blade. Nice one-handed blade, for me anyway. My son had this made for me. It was forged in Spain and sent back over here. And he paid a pretty penny for it. He did this when I was in the Navy. So, yes, besides a kilt, I have a Claymore. Another handy thing to note, on your cell phone there, I got battery packs. Walmart had these on clearance for $5 one day. I bought 4 of them. You can actually set your phone right on it, boom, and they'll charge. I'm going to catch back up your warm cabbage, great for shoulder injury. No, bone broth. Yeah, there you go. Rockwater Fitness, hello, thanks for coming in. Let me scroll up here, I think I missed it. What is your, besides genetics, stubbornness? When I go to the gym, I lift heavy, always have. And the mental game. A lot of times we talk ourselves into less performance in a lot of things. A lot of times we say, oh, it's okay. You know, I'm 40. It's okay that I'm not benching 400 pounds. You know, I'm 50. It's okay I'm not benching 315. I'm 60. 225 is plenty. And not that any of those comments are wrong, but they're wrong for me. So I want to be able to bench over 405 as long as possible. I'm still going to try to reach 500. And even if I don't make it, the journey is worthwhile. And I'm sure genetics has something to do with it too. My father was extremely strong. My uncles were on my mom's side. My grandpa Boone used to tell me that his grandfather came over and was working on the railroad, and he was 6'4", and he was my size, and you consider back then 6'4" was really tall. It's not like now we're tall, but we're not the giants that we would have considered back in the 1800s. And they used to pay him double wages. Learned a lot of stuff about warm cabbage I didn't know about. Thanks for coming in. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. It helps algorithm or whatever they want to call it. Remember, vitamin C in my series is one of the ones that does not store. It's water soluble. It's something you have to take every day, or should. Of course, there's a lot of sources with fruits and vegetables. And today's a sunny day, and I will be out messing around. I might even be able to rotate the garden a little bit today if it's dry enough. It'd be really good if I could do it today. Reading from the Netherlands, greetings. Thanks for joining in. If you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you very much. If you just joined in, you're not, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. I do have memberships available too. Got like 4 levels. Ignore the last one. I can't do anything about that pricing. And I don't expect anybody to do it at that level. But members do get discounts on my fine merchandise. It does not go through Amazon. And these are locally made. So I like to keep the money in the community. And then this design here was actually from a subscriber, Alex the Gamer, who sent me this design, and I really liked it. This design here is from my daughter. So give you a little bit closer look. And then the new shirts are going to come out in a Scottish blue, and it's going to have across your MacBeans. So that's how things are changing. Hey, Jason, thanks for jumping in. I appreciate you're at work and how it is. I'm always trying to say hello to Gray Man Prepping and Alaska Prepper and the Angry Prepper during the afternoon shift. I can't really sit and listen. And now I'm glad that I'm on that shift because down in the morning I get to sit there and listen to the Prepper Nation. So I'll give it a quick shout out. And also John from Prepper Nation, I'd like to listen to. My condolences. The funeral you have to go to. Rudy, Alaskan Prepper, I really like his information. And he's got some good recipes, and I'd like to see some more of those recipes, Rudy. The rice cooking one I do, and then, of course, the famous apple pie cake. Kubek Grayman Prepping, appreciate him. He's sent me a Christmas card last year. And then I also have been on his show, Van City Prepper. She's got some really nice videos. It's really exciting. I would recommend that at Van City. And I was on her show also. And then we have the Angry Prepper. He cracks me up. And I follow his Angry Truth too. And am I missing anybody? Well, my buddy Michael at the Body Beatdown. He's the one to motivate me to go for hikes, which I'll be doing today. And to you, my subscribers, especially the ones that are always in, I really do appreciate that. Now, Binks the Wonder Cat has now been wandering in the morning. So she got fed this morning by Mrs. Scottish Fitness, which she usually doesn't do, so she must have laid it thick. She must have had that paw sitting there with a little cup. And rarely do I get a note like this. I fed Kitty, and it took $4. Love you. So Kitty got fed. Now Kitty's off probably hunting somewhere. I think she got a blackbird the other day. I found the remnants when I was out mowing. Let me get back in here and see what I missed. Rockwater Fitness. Hey, how you doing? How many grams of protein do you consume daily? Somewhere between 200 and 250. And realistically, that's about as much as I can through 5 meals. I do eat at least 5 meals a day, sometimes 6. Give you an idea, this is my lunch bag for work. And the reason it's so large is I will actually, so yesterday I had 5 of those huge monster eggs, hard boiled. I had 2 sandwiches. I had a bowl of cottage cheese in there. I had 3 hot dogs. Okay, we're not Oscar Mayer, but I do have those too, Randy. And 2 little chocolate bars for a little treat. I had something else too. And I ate most of it because sometimes third shift doesn't show up, and then my 8-hour shift can become a 12-hour shift, which I'm fine with because, time and a half, I'll go for that. But yeah, 200, 250 calories a day in protein, no more than really 50 calories per meal, because your body really, anything over 50 calories is going to pass through the system. Now remember, Jimmy, I'm glad you started this channel. I'm planning on starting one too to show old school technique works. Jimmy, let me know when you do. And once you get the channel up and running, I'll have you out as a guest, and we'll see if we can get your subscribers up. We all like to support each other on that. So remember, your brain needs 90 grams of protein a day to function correctly. And if you're lifting heavy and you're not putting the protein in the system, your body is going to break down other muscles to repair the muscles that you just tore up. So if you're wondering, wow, I'm not getting any gains. Well, it could be number one, nutrition, and number two would be rest. Yeah, fruit not cut in. Fruit doesn't have a lot of proteins, but does have a lot of vitamins, minerals you need, and it's usually cleaner sugars. But you do need protein. Oh yeah, she was eating strawberries now. Now she's going for the meat. So, Andy, we have sunshine today, so she must be slipping. That is really good. So before I go to work, I'll make enough food for a 12-hour shift. And thank everybody for being here. Got 21 thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. Yep, 3,000 to 4,000 a day. Give you an idea. So 150, 550. This is about 800 calories right now. I'll have 5 meals, at least 5 meals, of anywhere from 400 to 1,000 calories each meal. Some are not going to be as heavy as others. And then when I'm really getting, about 2 to 3 weeks before a contest, and I'm really hitting it super hard, I probably get close to 5,000 calories. Because my body will tell me it needs it. Now, I'm doing a lot of activities, so I'm burning those calories off. I've actually, since January, I've dropped a little over 20 pounds. So I'm now in the 242-pound class. And I was looking at some of my older videos when I was in the 262 weights. And I looked good, but I did look chubby. And the way I was able to drop a lot of that weight is Michael at the Body Beatdown. He's probably sleeping because he said he's been up since 12:30 this morning. By leading by example, I started going for hikes. Now, I'll probably only do about a 2-mile hike today, because I don't want to wear myself off at work. Because where I work, I'm picking up grates a lot to stack things in. These grates weigh anywhere between about 25 and 35 pounds. And so I'm getting a lot of arm and shoulder work, where I could feel it. So Rockwater Fitness is the next one I want to go to. And I got to deal with this dizziness first. You got to find out what's going on there, because right now I'm flat benching. When I get done benching, I'm dizzy for about 2 or 3 minutes where I have to stay on the bench. And I got to figure out what's going on. Something has changed. So I'm working with the doctors right now to figure that out. But if we figure it out, I want to do July. Bill Carpenter for the UPA has the Iron Battle on the Mississippi every year. And it's a nice big event. It's in Dubuque, Iowa. And I enjoy going to it. Place where it's at is Grand Riviera. There's a water park there. A lot of nice restaurants around there and that. It's a well-run event. I do know a lot of people that compete there. Last year, I broke the record in raw bench in the 275-pound class in both drug tested, and I also did a division of non-tested. Because I knew I could do it. And that was 200 kilos, which is about 441 pounds, or 440.1 pounds. And then I did the UPA meet in Peoria on November 6th. where I beat it by another 2.5 kilos. I did 202.5 kilos, which was 446. Well, this year I'd like to hit 451. Understand what you lift in the gym and what you lift in the competitions are two different things. In the gym, you can get away with a little bit more. I have done as much as 480 in the gym. But usually you're going to be about 7 to 10% under that when you go to a competition. Especially in the UPA, a lot of the people that use an extreme arch, half of them got red lighted. A lot of their lifts. Because once they see daylight, it's over. Jennifer Cruz, thank you for joining in. Great to see you. Remember, hit the thumbs up on the way in. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, no Binks today because Binks is out hunting or something. Now that the weather's nice, she's wandering around. Like I said, I think she got a blackbird yesterday. And she gets many, many mice, keeps them away from the farm, which I appreciate. So if you do have ideas you'd like me to cover in the videos, just shoot me an email. Yeah, scottishfitness@gmail.com. I'll type that in. If it's something I can do, yep, they like from their butt lifting off the bench, yep. So, depending on how flexible you are, and I'm not, as long as your shoulders and what they call their butt, a lot of times their butt's not touching it. It's more like just right here in the hamstrings. You got some people that can almost do a U. And what that does is it shortens your range of motion. I've seen some benching where, because my range of motion is probably a good 28 inches or even 30. Some of those people, they can cut that range of motion down to 4 inches. Supposedly it's a qualified lift. To me, I think you're cheating yourself if you're not doing the full range of motion. And there's a lot of different appearance, your arch is better for you and all that stuff. And I mean, do what you do. Like I said, it's a qualified lift. But once you arch and your butt comes off the ground, pretty much means you're putting a lot of leg drive in there. And now they're saying it's not a qualified bench. Me, I don't have the ability to bend like that. So Jennifer Cruz, just basically Jennifer Cruz channel. And Miss Worms, you could put that up for her. She does a Bible study a couple evenings a week, which is always nice to stop in. Because remember, in prepping, it's mind, body, and soul. And I find it relaxing at times. But if you arch, you see daylight, they're going to call you on it. Some federations are more stringent than others. And it depends on the judges too. A lot of times their judges are their buddies. I had one guy on Facebook. He showed his lift, and it was a pretty nice lift. But I told him, I said, in my federation, that one would have been a red light because for a brief moment, I seen daylight, which when you're watching a video is pretty easy to do. So I'll give him that. And he said, well, he's never been red lighted. And I said, okay, that's great. But, you're watching a video, you can watch it once or twice, where in live you can't. I know in Rockwater Fitness, everybody's going to be built different. I will probably never be happy with my form on squat and deadlifts, but I do them anyway. But what I've been doing is with lighter weights. Bench is obviously my best lift by far. But I don't give up on the other ones. Art, Wildman Survival, great. I know you were under the weather. Did anything the doctor gave you do any good? Or it just finally just ran its course? Nature Girl, great to see you again. Haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for dropping in. So pretty much the whole thing of the live stream today was on how I recovered from injuries over the past. So if you do want to go back and rewatch them later, just do me a favor and let the commercials run for at least 30 seconds. So then I get my nickel from them. And if you're not subscribed, please do. I do have memberships available. I'll be more than happy to have you join those, but it's not necessary. If you do have ideas that you would like me to cover, shoot me an email. I will do my research and I will cover it. The Celtic Prepper asked me to cover one on arthritis, exercise to do on that. And I did that one, I think, 2 lives ago, or the last one. I was more than happy to do it. Got on the internet, did a lot of study the night before, and I learned things. The same thing on the vitamin series. I was always talking about the vitamins, and I was always giving the information I knew off the top of my head. But when I did the series, I really dug down into them. I had pages of notes I was going off of. I still have those notes. And probably what I will do on my next live, unless somebody else gives me a different type of suggestion, is I'll probably just go through all those notes as we're doing the chat. Let me catch back up here. Yeah, hit me up on that. When you drop in the chat, once you start the channel net, have Miss Worm throw your link up there, so the people that are on mine can have the opportunity to do that. Would you consider doing a how to lift things safely video, like boxes of awkward things? Sure, I sure would. So what I can do is I can kind of, probably won't be a live. I'll probably just do that as a download. I can do it with my camera. And then when I go to work where the 5G has 5 bars, I can download those things really fast. If I try to download a 5-minute video here, it's going to take 4 hours if it doesn't start over again. When I go to work and I'm right next to the tower, it takes about 10 minutes. So what I've been doing is I've been videoing things here, and I wait till I go to work, and then I upload all the videos. I did the one taking the 44 Magnum out for a walk, and I haven't got to shoot for a long time, so it was nice, even though I only shot 12 rounds. And hope you are well. I also too, Nature Girl, so I feel okay, but I am having issues with dizziness. I mean, I even feel a little dizzy right now. It's funny, any exercise I do in a standing or a sitting position, I'm fine. If I lay down on that bench and I bench, when I get up, I'm really dizzy, having a hard time keeping my balance. I don't know what's doing that. Something obviously has changed, which I need to figure out. So I am getting that looked at, and the month of May, I hope to have that cleared up, because about mid-May is when I really start ramping up my workouts for that meet. Now I can go in a seated bench press with a machine, and I'm fine. So I'm starting to hammer those really hard. So I've just adapted. But once I figure out what's going on, and 36 eggs diet, School Bookworm is a great video on it. So Jimmy, I tell you one thing. When I was in my 30s, they used to make a product in a huge jug, like a protein jug, and it was full of these little yellow capsules that was egg protein. I used to take a handful of those before the workout, used to take a handful after the workout, used to take a handful before I went to bed, and I got ripped. I didn't think the pill did it, but I was doing a lot of exercise and eating a lot of food. But boy, that was a great way to get the protein in I needed. You don't have that product anymore. Everything is in protein powders, which you mix. And the problem is when you try to take that much protein through protein powders, you're going to have some issues. Like you're going to be running to the bathroom very often. you know, unless you're throwing a lot of peanut butter in there to counteract it. Well, this had none of that effect. And I mean, I'll finally try to get one of my VCRs put into a DVD format so I can maybe, or digital format so I can at least do a video on it. But I mean, I had huge arms and chest and that. My buddy come over and he's like, oh my God, you look like you've been eating rocks, you know? But I think that had a lot to do with it. Now I try to get my protein mostly through food. I will do a shake every now and then, not often. And I basically say go to your local supplement place or a GNC. My guy is Matt at Apex Nutrition in Sherwood, Illinois. Him and Hunter really know their stuff. You can go in there and you can ask them what you're trying to accomplish. They can get you to the right product. So when you get a chance, make sure you go visit Apex Nutrition, who is one of my sponsors, along with Sherwood Fitness, Jamie's Mix Trading Post in Utica, Illinois, and the BVM, the Benefits Veterans Network. So if you're a veteran and you're not feeling well or you're on a lot of opioids or stuff like that, please reach out to them. They have counselors there to help you. Am I missing somebody? Hopefully not. No, oh yeah, and Cutco knives, which Steve Lyons can attest to. He's had his for like 40 years, and he's thinking about getting them sharpened for the second time. That's outstanding because I use my knives all the time. And the other brands that I have, and I'm not going to mention because I'm not going to sit there and cut down because they were good for the money and at the time, is I have to sharpen. I have to do a really serious sharpening about every 3 months. And then a lot of times I have to run them through one of these little quick ones just before I use them. Where with the Cutco knives, this one I've had for over 6 months, and I have not had to touch it at all. So, Jim, one of the bigger federations that's just about anywhere, because I don't know what state you're in, is the USPA. There's a lot of other ones out there. APF is a decent one. And the UPA, but the UPA is mostly Dubuque, Illinois, and Dubuque, Iowa, and Peoria, Illinois. So it's not really widespread one, but USPA and then USPAL or whatever, they're almost all lower 48 states. The one thing is, if you're going to get into meat, once you see it, you need to sign up because they fill fast. I did the USPA one just south of Des Moines, Iowa, the same month that I did the UPA one. And both times I hit the 200 kilos, the 440 pounds. So it's pretty healthy. Yeah, USPL is pretty popular in Florida. And I think the USPA kind of interacts with those. So they're like sister companies. Sharon, thank you. Hope you have a blessed day too. And thanks for stopping in. Also, we'll talk about nutrition on one of my lives. We'll talk about, cutting calories or adding calories in small steps again. I don't think we've covered that for a while. And then Miss Worm, I'll try to do that video on the proper way of lifting heavy things. And sometimes it's going to be, you don't lift it, you go get a dolly. You go get someone to help you. Because I tell you, most injuries to even athletes do not happen in their sport. They happen because, all right, I'm big and strong. I'm going to go pick up that box and pull my back because you should have came down to do it. So, yeah, that's a good video to do. I'll do a short one on that. I don't know if I'll get it out today because it's sunny and I want to play outside. So I might take another golf uniform November for a walk and post one of those. Always lift with the weights. Try to keep the back straight. feet shoulder length apart if possible. And if it's a position where you can't do that, then you might want to get something to help you do the lift, either lifting straps or a buddy. I like for a lift up. It is delicious. How long have it been? So just hit the hour mark. It's pretty good how fast things go when you're having fun. Savage Lee, thanks for stopping in. I need to scroll up. That one went by me really quick. Nature Girl. Da, da, da. Where am I not seeing him? I think one of these days, Savage Lee, if you have pharmaceutical needs, get them extended to 90%. To the 3 months. Yep. So currently, I'm not on any pharmaceuticals. I have a feeling it's going to change after I see the doctor about what's going on. I know they want me on them for cholesterol, but I switched over to B3, niacin, and to arginine, and I've been treating it like that, but I just had blood work done, so we'll see what comes back. I have to be trouble with sugar because my triglycerides are always very high, off the record. We're all built a little different. You know, it's like when I went to get the blood drawn. You know, I told him, I said, you may have a hard time finding that vein. He goes, oh my God, the way you look, you should have no problem. I said, yeah, I got big veins coming out of the shoulders. I got them up here in the hand, but I said, they duck and cover there. And he was like feeling around. He's like, wow, he did hit it, but he's like, yeah, you know, people are built different. I said, we are. I said, it's always been an issue. My dad was the same way, so it's hereditary. But yeah, I'm working out. I get a big vein coming down there where, you know, they could pull a pint out really easy. But here where they like to, that one just hides. Doesn't like it. But he was able to hit it the first time, which is usually, by the hand. Most of the time, I'm getting it drawn right here, you know, in either hand, because there's a vein there real easy to hit. And I think the last 5 times I had blood drawn, that's where they got it. But he was able to hit it and take all 3 samples. And then they did an EKG, and they said the EKG was fine. So he said it's not that. So they're going to see what the blood shows. And then next Thursday morning, I sit down with the doctor and then tell him what's going on. And then we go from there. You know, it's nice that the company gives you a free physical. Everything else is probably going to cost me money, but I do have insurance. So we'll see how that goes. So Savage Lee, thank you for stopping in. If you're not a subscriber, please do. And if you are, thank you. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm and my fragile ego. No, just kidding. And I do appreciate everybody for joining in on the live stream. If anybody's got any more questions, pop them in now. I do have the merchandise in the back. If you're interested, email me with your address and your shirt size. They are high quality. The last ones I made are 90% cotton. Yeah, currently, it's showing 28 on my side, but it might be 29. Sometimes they're a little slow at keeping up. Yep, must bought Twitter. Yeah. Well, we don't want to get too much in politics here, but I think everybody should have a voice, even if it's not something I agree with. I'll agree with your opinion to have one, but I may not agree with your opinion. And that's the way life should be, and life goes on. If you don't like something, scroll on by. It's moving on down the road. I found life is easier that way. It is. Well, the thing is they're really showing, you know, maybe the 1% of them. You know, I think just like any other group, 99% of the people are just fine. But if you're the outlier, that's the one the media is going to show. And it's unfortunate because they're trying to get clicks. You know, that's the new world. Let's get clicks. I played it around sometimes on my live channels. You know, war. time to make breakfast, you know. It had nothing to do with the war, but I wanted to grab your attention, and I was having a little fun with it. It's just like in the news, breaking news. Everything is breaking news. You know, it's not breaking news. It's been out there for two weeks already. You know, so it's. I think people need to grow up as a nation. I think unfortunately we were given trophies for just being there, and I think that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with trying to give it people, you know, a hand and try to give them praise to do things, but you know, I seen those kids throw those 7th place trophies in the garbage, and I don't blame them. You know, they didn't think they earned it. You know, they did it more for the parents than did it for the kids. You know, if you want to get first, second, or third, you try to do better. You get a better coach. Sometimes it's the coach. Yeah, I prefer talking about things I can do things about. So I always say I work on what I can work. That's why I lift. I can't do anything much about my looks, so I work on what I can control. You know, my hair left me. Well, left the top of the head anyway. It went other places, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to get implants. I'm not going to get a toupee. I'm married for 30 years. I got 3 grown kids. I don't have to impress anybody with my looks, except for myself. I try to keep, you know, presentable. I get my hair cut once a year. There's always a paper bag. This is where I'm always coming out with the funnies. I appreciate that. But what I can control is the way my body looks. You know, it takes time and effort, but I do like the idea that when I walk by the younger crowd, they're like, "Damn, yeah, how old are you? You know, you're in pretty good shape." Well, I'm in pretty good shape because I work at it. That's the one thing I can control. You know, I can control how I behave. You know, I can be polite the way I was raised. You know, I control how I am in public by, you know, yes, I do like to go out and have some beer, but I don't go out there to get shit faced. So there are things that you can control. Speed dating and face typers. Yeah, we're wandering off topic, but it's fun. So I appreciate everybody for dropping in here at 29 thumbs up. Boy, we hit 30. That would be great. Our chat was about injuries. I've had a few over the time. I've always healed. Uh, and I think you just got to keep picking yourself back up and keep yourself going. I still, except for that pec there, I still worked out during a lot of those injuries. I just did different exercises. All right, 30. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Also, I'm less than 800 away subscribers from 5,000 subscribers, and I said once I get to 5,000 subscribers, there'll be a giveaways. Nothing huge, but probably a T-shirt or two, and then probably a gift card. And the gift card usually I do that for people that are overseas. I can do an Amazon gift card and I can send it to you digitally, you know, or they'll mail it to you. And that's the way of doing it. Although I found out the shirts are not as bad to mail to England as I thought they were. You know, once we send it through as a large envelope instead of a package. It's funny how that wording made the difference between $9 to send it and $18 to send it. Let me see. My only sports injury was college, won a tennis match, and then tried to jump the net and fell. Oh yeah, that had to been embarrassing. That happens. That's why I try to move slowly and with purpose, so I don't fall down often. Last time I fell down, I was outside. I rolled back up, and I looked around. Did the wife see me? Nope. Don't need to mention it. And that's another advantage of doing a lot of heavy lifting or lifting in general is you do make your bones much stronger. So if you do fall, something doesn't go snap, crackle, or pop. Especially as you get older, you want to do your exercises, vitamin D, calcium. Talk to your doctor. But the stronger your muscles, the stronger your bones. So if you do have an accident, slip, or fall, you will take less damage. Especially when you get older, once you start breaking a hip or a leg, it really becomes a problem quickly. And yoga for balance. I know yoga's hard. I mean, yoga is a great way to get in shape. I mean, with balance, it takes a lot of muscles working together, and it also is tiring. So, yoga is actually a very good exercise to do. I don't do any, well, not on purpose anyway. I'm not very flexible. I took martial arts when I was younger to get flexible. When I was in Korea back in the 80s, I was able to lay my hands on the floor. I can't do that anymore. But martial arts is a great form of both physical and mental exercise. It helps to reduce stress greatly, and it's not a bad ability to have. Doesn't make you invincible. It's not like the movies. Just like in any sport, there's weight classes for a reason. A 90-pound black belt is going to do poorly against a 250-pound black belt, or maybe even a white belt, as my ex-sister-in-law found out. But anyway, enough about that. So I'm a little over an hour in chat. Do a yoga live stream. Yeah, so you could all join in. I'm gonna put a no on that, because you're just, what the live stream is John fell down again. That would be the live stream. So I would just be practicing falling down. But I appreciate that. But what I could do is I could have a guest who does yoga, because I think I know one or two at the gym, and we could do the live stream there, and everybody could join in and see the way it's supposed to be done. And Ms. Worm, thank you for moderating. I do appreciate it in that. Go yoga. And everybody, you have a wonderful day. The sun is out, Randy, and hopefully the sun is out there too. There's rain in the forecast. Diet is supposed to make you. Diet is a raw egg, heavy cream, and a banana shake. That sounds good. It's short term. I don't know. A raw egg and heavy cream and a banana shake sounds delicious. I might have to just try that anyway. That sounds good. Rain will be coming. Yeah, I know. I've seen it in the long-term forecast, and also I look at the map. I've got relatives, and my wife has relatives in Missouri, and I think next time I go by there, I might have to stop by and see some of y'all, because I think where I go through, I'm going to pass within probably 50 miles of some of you, depending on which way we come in. If we come in through St. Louis and then hit by 44, I think I'm going to be pretty close to the Bitter Critter, which I might come down and see him. And then if I shoot up north to come down, New Mexico, Missouri, I think I might be getting within 50 miles of you, Randy. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think next time I make that trip, which might be a while from now, because like I said, I started a new job. And next year I will get 3 weeks vacation, but right now I'm not. And then anytime they're offering in Columbia. Oh, you're in Columbia. All right. Well, Columbia is not that far off of 44, is it? At least I see the sign for it. I'll have to look at the map. Too far away. Yeah. I-70 and 63. I'll have to check that out. Because we'll take 44 all the way to Neosho, which is by Joplin. And then a lot of times we'll shoot up to see the sister-in-law who's in Buffalo. And that's up 65. But 30 thumbs up. You guys are seeing 31 on your end, so that's great. Rolla. See, yep. We'd always, every time we see that, we say we're going to holla, because we're going by Rolla. Liver pills are still a thing. Cheap superfood. Told I'm supposed to stay off of liver, and I love liver, but it's really high in cholesterol. I couldn't believe when the doctor said no liver. So I was always told it was good for you when I was a kid, and then I realized I told you it was good for you because it was the cheapest way to buy meat. So some of these things you learn as you get older. So anyway, the garden is calling me. I think I'm going to try to till it If I can, I might even do a little video on that and put it on my second channel, which is MacBean's Farms and Prepping. So a lot of things I'll put on there will have to do with wildlife and gardening, and my hikes. I'll probably put my hikes on there. I'm kind of separating that from the fitness channel. Although the shooting I do, I will put on both channels, only because it seems like my subscribers on both channels like that. So everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thank you for being a subscriber. If not, please do. And like I said, there's memberships. They've got super chats, and I think they added a super thank you now. I'm not quite sure what that is, but everything's all right. I only see 31 on my side, so maybe you see 32 on yours. So, oh man, anybody hasn't said hi and you're in there, please do, because it looks like I'm getting some new people in here. So before I sign off, drop in and say hello. Say hello to everybody and say hello to each other. We all pretty much know each other in that. You have a blessed day too, Little Miss Prepper. And then remember, my shirt's in the background. The shirt's here, daughter design. The one there was designed by Alex the Gamer. I appreciate her sending that to me. And we'll have some blue ones coming out, which will add the word MacBeans to the top, just to kind of take a little bit more ownership. And those will come out in either blue, or I'll still keep in the gray. Be nice to cats, yes. Yep, sorry Binks didn't come by. She's a no-show today. She's out there probably misbehaving. Just started working out and wish you could say some tips to get stronger, build muscle, feel better about myself. Absolutely. I'll spend 5 minutes right there. So first of all, if you just started working out, slow and steady wins the race. All right. Do not go at it too hard, too fast. Otherwise, you'll get injured. Otherwise, you'll get sore. Too sore. Being sore is okay, but being sore to the point where you really find it too painful to move is going to make you lift away from that. So if you just started lifting, form of the exercise is more important than the weight. Don't worry if you're in a gym. Don't worry about what the person to the right or left of you is lifting. You're in the gym for yourself. All right. So you want to make sure your form is correct. If you're unsure about that form, most gyms will have an experienced trainer there or have somebody who's experienced. And if you ask them, most of them will be more than happy to show you the proper form. Get your reps in first. So if you're just starting, whatever exercise you're doing, work up till you can do, 5 or 6 sets of that weight on that exercise before you consider adding weight to it. If you want to figure out some sort of workout plan, that is one of my member benefits, and that's $3 a month. It ain't much, or $4, whatever the hell it is. You can email me, and we can talk about what your goals are. Why are you lifting? Are you lifting to get strong? Are you lifting to get toned? Are you lifting to lose weight? All those exercises are different, and I can put together a plan just for you on that. But my advice would be is take it slow and steady. All right. Small increasements over a long period of time give you great results. If you try to go too fast, you're going to get injured. Once you get injured, you're going to stop lifting. And once you stop lifting, it's very hard to start again. So if you just started working out, don't worry about what, Jack or Jill do. You just lift what you lift. And Vanessa Kitty, hello. Thanks for joining in. So, yeah, I always say slow and steady wins the race. After you're working out for a year or two, somebody who has not seen you in a while is going to notice it before you do, because the changes are slow over time. And, you're always looking at yourself, so you don't really notice it until you're like, hey, wait a minute. Boy, no, there's a lot more definition in there. Or when I sleep and I grab my wrist going, I can't get my hand around half my wrist. I know I've made some definition. I've grown some size. But, figure out what you're trying to accomplish. If you're just trying to get in better shape, that's great. At least 30 minutes of exercise, at least 3 days a week will get you there. If you're really wanting to get stronger, there's a different workout technique for that. If you're really trying to tone down, there's a different workout for that. So, and definitely I'll even cover some of those things in my lives, but you can email me at scottishfitness@gmail.com. So pretty much this at gmail.com. and tell me what your goals are, and I'll give you some advice on that. And if you want to keep doing that, just join the membership on there. And we're trying to follow up at least a couple times a month. Also, members get discounts on shirts. So that was a good question, and that's really what this is for, is to get people into the gym or working out at home, or just going for walks and getting things. Oh, absolutely, you're welcome. So, if you are a subscriber, great. If not, please do. And then I appreciate everybody hitting the thumbs up. I'm up to 33 on my end, which I think is a record for me. And it shows I got 12 people in chat, so thank you. Go ahead and say hello to each other in that. We're a family-oriented group here. Basically, we talk about nutrition, we talk about working out, we talk about how to recover from injuries. I've got videos out there for the benefits of vitamins and minerals. So I got one on vitamin A, I got one on the B complexes, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin E, and then I got them also on, at what age did I first bench? 11 years old. 11 years old, I had a bench I made out of 2x4s and towels for padding. And I had one of those old 110-pound weight sets that had the plastic, the concrete plastic coated weights on them. And I used to work out in my bedroom, and my dad's office basement was right underneath me. And I remember one time I dumped the weights. I was amazed how fast my dad could come from the basement to my room because he thought I was in trouble. So yeah, I started benching at 11 years old. So literally I've been working out for 50 years. With rebar and cinder blocks, yep. Yep, also 12-foot 4x4. There you go. I used to do pull-ups in the pole barn by just grabbing the rafters, and the beams and doing that. Cleaning jerking 50 pounds when I was 10 in the attic with daddy's barbells. There you go. I was cleaning jerking 65-pound bale, or no, was it hay? Straw was 65 pounds. Hay was 90 pounds when I was 11 years old also, because I worked at a dairy, and we used to bale hay, bale straw, used to milk the cows. So yeah, I've been in the Scottish games that I competed. I won the sheep tosses where you're throwing a bale of hay up over a bar, and I won that in my division. I was in the amateur division, but I was 15 years older than the next person, and he dropped out. Ended up getting third overall. Okay, well, hey, and for a while I didn't have them because I was on day shift and I couldn't have them in the morning, although I was having some in the afternoon. But yeah, just hit that notification button and click on, the black bell on it, and it should notify you for all of them. But start with lighter weights and work your way up. That's the way to do it, Randy. It really is. Don't be in a hurry. Too many people get in a hurry and they get injured or they get too sore and they don't go back. And that's terrible, because as a trainer, I try to slow people down. I will see some people work with trainers where the trainer is half killing them. And then 2 weeks later, I'll ask that trainer, well, where'd your client go? Well, they haven't come back in. Yeah, no kidding. They're probably still curled up in a little ball in pain at home. You got to start light, I mean, if you start with me and you haven't worked out, you're going to do one set of 10 of each exercise, and that's it. And then next time we'll do 2 sets of 10, and then we'll do 3. Then when I work you up to 6 sets of 10, then we might increase 2.5 for 5 pounds. You go, wow, it's going to take forever. No, in 6 months, you're lifting 30, 40 more pounds than you were before. That's significant. In 2 years, you're lifting 80 pounds more. That's huge. You just got to look at it the way weightlifting is a marathon. All right, it's not a sprint. If you try to be a sprint, you'll get injured. And 50 was my limit. That's okay. But, that's all you can lift. That's all you can lift. And understand, being a male, males are going to be able to lift a lot more because we have a lot more testosterone and we're built for that. for genetically, we were designed that way over time. Now, another 15 generations from now, it may not be that way anymore. But back then, the role of the male was to fight off the predators, and the role of the female was to nurture the children. And modern society, we're both doing each role. So who knows, in another 10, 20 generations what things will be like. Probably not good. But if you ever have any questions about your workout and that, feel free to email me and ask me questions. I do check them every day. Yep. Now I do reps 9 to 12 times sets, which is a good set and really is going to develop you a nice form and great endurance in your muscles. So now, because I'm a power lifter, I will warm up with sets of 9 to 15. But when I get in heavier sets, I'm doing 2 or 3. And then I'm doing a single rep on very heavy weights all the time. But it's what I'm after. I'm after strength. But every now and then I will go where I'm starting to do how many reps I can do at 2 1/4, how many reps I can do at 315, just to change things up and keep it interesting. But I've been doing this for 50 years. So what you're doing it now is great. And you went from 25 kilos to 65 in 6 times a week. So you'd start out with 25 and work all the way up to 65 is the way I'm reading it. And that's good. That's a good way to do it. You want to warm yourself up. I start with the bar. I warm up with the bar, and then I add a little weight, add a little more, and I'll do 6 or 7 sets before I actually start working out. This is warming on the 2 kilowatt dumbbells, which is great as long as you're steady on them and you're doing your walks. And then maybe 6 months from now you'll go to 2.5 kilograms. Or if you stand on that's fine too. You can't earn firewood. That's a lot of lifting. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of lifting at work. That's why they put me in that one section to train, because they had another guy who was around my age. They were going to send him there, and then they talked to the workers that had been there and said, no, you need to switch because the other guy is not in shape. And he said, you'll kill him over there. So he put him in a job where you're mostly sitting down or you're using a cart, where I'm in a job where I'm mostly standing up and I'm lifting 25, 35 pounds for 8 hours, which I think is great. I can feel it in the shoulders. I can feel it in the arms. I can feel those getting really tight. And then plus I work out before work too. So yes, you can start at any age and still make amazing results. Absolutely. No, it's not. It's never over. Stellium 11, you were correct. It is never over. It's never too late. It's never too early. It's always just the right time to do it. You don't have to wait till January 1st to sit there and get in the gym. You can go there today. And once you walk into the gym, you will do something. You will lift. You will get in shape. Because in a gym, you're seeing everybody else working out. It just kind of sticks to you. So absolutely, everybody. That's really good advice from everybody, and I appreciate everybody stopping in. The garden's screaming at me now. Get this overtiller started, you big dummy. And I think it's warm enough for me to take the green pepper out and give it some more sun. I'm starting to see it bud some leaves. So I think there's going to be, hey, Christopher, glad you did it. Kitty is out somewhere. She's out in the field. She's been doing this now. It's been nice and sunny. Tomorrow I think we'll have rain, so she'll be here. And depending on how I feel, I may have a session tomorrow, or I may wait till Friday, only because I've only got so many gigabytes of the high quality mobile hotspot. Yep, gotta do everything too. So everybody, 35 likes, that's fantastic. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. Christopher, thanks for coming in the end. If you rewatch it, let those little short commercials go. Let them run, and if it's a longer commercial, at least let it run for 30 seconds, and that will help out my channel greatly. And remember, join the membership program just so you can have really cool banners when you're up there. And everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by.